and you know, at the end of the day, the whole point of this, like I say, every single week is to, come together, share knowledge, you know, um, and really just kind of really share resources and, you know, make sure that we're equipped with the knowledge that we need to excel to that next level. So happy Wednesday, everybody. If it's your first time, welcome. If not, you already know how it goes. Welcome back. This week, I want to touch on something that um, I know every week I say, it's super important. I think every element, every single element in every module that we touch on is super important. Everything go hand in hand, but I think this one is a super, super, super important one, and I think it's something that every one of us have complained about, as far as dealing with other businesses, getting services from other businesses, whether it's even if it's just fast food, which is sales and customer service, which is a big one. And I want to make sure that we're on top of our customer service, and we're on top of our sales at the end of the day. I know most of you guys, and even me, at one point in my time, think it only ends with the sale when they cut that check and you deposit it and that's it. But that's some things that I really want to touch on. Um, so, I'm super excited to touch on this one. Like I said, we've all had, customer service and sales problems, whether it's within our company or whether it's with, another company that we've actually purchased either a product or a service from. So I want to make sure that, we touch on some of these key elements when it comes to sales and customer service. But first, if you've been on before, you already know how we like to kick it off. We like to, get that blood boiling, and kind of get warmed up with the icebreaker question. And I want to, pass some positive energy, get some positive energy flowing, and kind of go over some of y'all wins. Um, I know some of our members has definitely been exceeding and really just reaching some new levels. So I want to get that positive energy circulating. Give you guys a chance to introduce yourself, talk about your company, and talk about some of the wins that you've had maybe in this last week for the most part. But first, I want to kick and then once you introduce yourself, once you go over your win, I want you to pretty much answer the icebreaker question, which is, what's the most unusual or unexpected thing a customer have ever asked you for? And how did you handle it? I want y'all to get y'all answers circulating. I know, especially if you've been in the business as long as I have, I'm pretty sure you've had at least that one customer that asked you something that was super unusual or unexpected. So let's get that going. I'm gonna go down this list real quick. Meanwhile, if you're on, please let's blow up the chat. Let's blow up the chat. Post your websites. Post your social medias. Post where you're listening in from as well. And post any questions or concerns that you want me to touch on tonight, even if it's not along the lines of customer service or sales. Anything that you want to add, any topics that you want to touch on. If we have enough time, I would love to touch on that and kind of dive in and share resources, share knowledge. Again, that's what this is all about. We come together every single Wednesday and just share knowledge, and share experiences, for the most part as well, and actually network. So don't just post your social medias, don't just post your websites in the chat, but actually go follow somebody else. You never know who you're on this chat with. And that's the whole point, connecting with people that, like-minded individuals at the end of the day. So hey, let's blow up that chat real quick. And then I'm gonna start calling on you guys one by one. Again, if you could, once I call you guys, please introduce yourself, what you do, and then give us a win that you've had in this last week, and then go right into answering the icebreaker question, which is, what is the most unusual or unexpected thing a customer have ever asked for, and how did you handle it? Come on, guys, blow up that chat, blow up that chat, blow up that chat. Real quick, can I start with Elton? Go ahead and unmute yourself, introduce yourself, give us a win for this week, and then give us your take on the icebreaker question.
What's up, family? This is Chef Alton. I want to say greetings to everybody. Um,
Blessings,
I'm
peace.
a chef. Been a chef about close to 20, 21 years. I love doing it. I've been mostly cooking all my life as a youngin, cooking for my siblings when I was younger. About I started cooking about 9 years old. My grandmother, my mother, my father kind of showed me different techniques. A little bit about my company, small catering company, looking to build family business, looking to build it more. Looking for a location for like a shared kitchen so I can give other people opportunity to, showcase their skills. I do meal prep. I'm a personal chef, and catering overall, like far as parties and stuff like that. To answer your question, uh, well, my win for last week, a good friend of mine, he called me, told me that he was getting married again. He wanted me to cater it, but he kind of he kind of bluffed me before, so I got to kind of take it with a grain of salt. Um, but after he told me everything and he said my food looked good, he's proud of me. Then he hit me with the question. Hey, Aton, I want you to cook for my wedding. It's gonna be in the backyard. It's about 40 something people, and I want a discount. So, uh, he's good people, but at the same time, it's kind of one of the same things you always run into every once in a while. People looking to get a discount on what you're doing, and that's one of the questions. I guess I asked you a question at the same time. As far as customers looking for some type of discount, as far as in my field, and things are already costing more as far as food costs and stuff like that. So, that's one of the issues I tend to run into sometimes.
Hey, you might as well tell him to hire Chef Ramsay and ask him for a discount. Ask,
Feel me?
fact,
I got to feed my family just like them.
matter of fact, ask Walmart for a discount. Ask Publix for a discount. But yeah, that's one of the things that we always kind of touch on, and that's really one of the reasons why. And I don't want to go get too deep into this, but this is one of the reasons why I try to get more people away from boxing themselves in with, oh, I'm an independent company or I'm a black owned business or different things like that. It's always good to be proud of where you come from and different things like that. But sometimes it puts you in the box and it open up those situations. And unfortunately, we've all, pretty much have came across that situation. So it's all good. It's all good. I think it is what it is. That's where it comes back to your target audience. You know who it is. So I appreciate you, King, for sure, for sure.
I also wanted to add that also on top of him, reaching out to me, I have two other clients that is prospects. So that's like three events next month that I'm looking forward to working. I need to follow up with the clients and see if there's something that they really want to do. One lady, I know her from culinary school. She done changed career. She's in the real estate, and she's looking to do something for her birthday. So um, hopefully that everything will come together, and that'll put extra money in my pocket and get my name out there furthermore.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Congrats, congrats, congrats on that for sure, man. Prayers up. I appreciate you, King. I appreciate you. Who else we got next? I'm guessing this is my guy Eric. What's going on, Eric?
Give me 1 second. I'm trying to get out of. Hey, my fault. It had me in driving mode. So how's everybody doing?
Bless, man. Peace and blessings, peace and blessings.
So yeah, Eric Berg. I think I might be signed in under my Amber Spirit as a brand ambassador platform that I have, but I'm the owner of Black Onyx Vodka. We're a vodka company here in Atlanta with about 30 locations, liquor stores, lounges, restaurants. Um, yeah, since mine product is in stores, I haven't really, had any strange requests from any clients or any customers like that. Mostly do, tastings on the weekends. People come in. I have a handful of brand ambassadors that also go into a location and just basically just giving out, samples. People like it. We have them buy a bottle from off the shelf. Do a lot of events and sponsorships where people are tasting samples and selling bottles. Um, I went recently, just did production last week for some more cases. Um, so that's good. And then just last night, I think I posted on social media, on our social media platforms. The Plastic Cup. I don't know if you guys know them, but the Plastic Cup boys are on Kevin Hart's radio station, Laugh Out Loud, and I heard the guys was saying that he likes vodka, so offered to send him a bottle, and so him and 5 guys, and they tasted it last night live on the air, and they love it and gave me a shout out and everything. So that's really big. I've been posting that everywhere and letting all my followers and supporters see that, and so that's a big win from yesterday.
Sir, yes, sir. Congrats, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. Let's get that positive energy going, man. Hey, we got to get some
Appreciate
crazy stories though behind that vodka, man. I know you got some crazy stories, man. You probably holding out on us, but we gonna have to.
it.
All right, but I appreciate you, King. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Who else we got? Who else we got? So if you just tapping in, go ahead and blow up that chat again, and make sure you guys follow somebody else in the chat. Never know who you on this brainstorming session with, and that's what it's all about: connecting, really building that community, really mobbing together. That's what the mob is about. So make sure you guys follow each other, and make sure you guys have that contact info in the chat. You just never know. So again, if in as well, if you just tapping in, we're just basically introducing, making sure that you guys introduce yourself, talk about a win that you've had within this last week, and I want to make sure that you guys touch on the icebreaker question, which is, what's the most unusual or unexpected thing a customer have ever asked for, and how did you handle it? So we got this. I'm gonna go with Dr. Adam. What's going on? I know you got something good for me, Adam. Real quick though, introduce yourself. Because we might have some new people on, and then
All
give it
right.
answer.
So hi, I'm Dr. Adam. I I build modular. I use modular technology to build preferably affordable housing, but to be honest, lately I've been looking to build temporary housing for unhoused folks and a barn dominium that I think is going to be massive, 40 feet wide, 80 feet long, 2 stories tall. But let's see. In what I'm doing now, the weirdest thing I've been asked was if I could build a dungeon for BDSM groups to meet up at a non-commercial site, off grid and under the radar. Um, and I'm like, why, yes, I can build that. But I'm still going to have to get permitting. And they didn't want to do any of that. But I mean, I'll take their money if they want to lose the property. I don't care. So that's one of the weirdest things with this company. When it comes to IT stuff, I've been asked a lot of dumb things. But the best was the microwave isn't working. And the sad part was I actually knew how to fix it. And that's totally not my job. But yeah, so wins this week. I think I might have found Fee, who's on here, some properties. I sent her some, and I think that looks good. Another win would be I think I'm getting financing for 3 different projects. I'm getting the principal person on the projects linked up with the right people. So yeah, hopefully next year is busy. That's all I got going on.
Most definitely, most definitely. You just said that like it was nothing, man. I appreciate you, man. Congrats on that. I'm gonna have to put you on our WhatsApp group too, Adam, because we're actually putting together an investment group. So I'm actually we're actually looking to gather some property options and more so some land though. We're leaning more towards getting some land options together. So we can, kind of go in on that for sure. So I'm gonna put you in this group. We're gonna go from
But
there.
we are also I do have a commercial real estate agent as one of my business partners.
Okay.
So we are actually able, and that's one of the things could save Fee some money, because we're going to be able to jump in and do a deal instead of doing a regular deal. We're going to do it probably off market, even though they're on market right now. We'll be able to save some money that way and less broker fees. So things to do. Basically wholesale the properties instead of buying them on the regular market.
Yeah. Most
Oh,
definitely.
and Fee, hey, listen to what I just said, because I was going to tell you that later.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Real quick, man, let me get our mob member Fee on her next, man, while we talking about her real quick. What's going on, Queen?
Hola, tribe. Of course, the one and only is begging for food, right?
I love her.
Yours truly. So thank you so much, Adam, for that. Hey, everybody. I know it's been a few weeks since I've hopped on. So to let everybody know who I am Fee Hatley, aka your neighborhood holistic wellness guru. I also do glamping and experiences along with your holistic wellness spa services. So yeah, I will definitely get you naked if you're wondering. Not just in the flesh, but also in the spirit. That's just kind of how we roll. As far as a win for me this week goes, I got a couple wins. So for those that have actually had the opportunity of meeting Zeus, like Chrissy, like Delano, and a few others of you, Zeus is now gone. Okay, no more Zeus. And the reason being is because he has actually destroyed a part of my camp. So he had to go back to Kentucky. So I drove him back to my dad. He has him again. So that chapter is closed. It was a freaking awesome win for me. That's the first thing. The second thing is I am launching the new Jade Abundance line for the tribe. My birthday is tomorrow. So it is going to be a release for my B-Day in spreading the love as well as prosperity, and more than likely going to be linking with the mob this weekend down on the bout line and having some really awesome goodies for y'all that actually show up. So there is that. Thank you, Alton. I appreciate that. Thank you, Danette. So yeah, that's what I'm working on. And of course, being a mom, being a momtrepreneur, being here with Autumn Sky and raising this beautiful princess goddess. Okay. Because we know that is a full-time job in itself while still providing all the needs for the tribe. So I just want to say thank you for everybody. Oh, and something else. I was actually late to today's brainstorming session because we got a new tribe that joined in today. So congrats to Kimberly Guzman. She joined the Philosophy Tribe family today and her dream skin journey. She's actually my esthetician. She does my facials. So I have switched her from Western medicine to luxury holistic wellness treatment. So that is a definite plus. So yeah, we're kicking it over here. Hi, Angeline. Good to see you, beautiful.
Definitely.
Say hi, Delano.
Oh, come on, Mom.
You want to tell them what your win of the week was? What was your win of the week?
My birthday.
Your birthday. Her
Hey,
birthday is June 28th, mind y'all.
hey. So I was, she was like, my birthday.
Happy birthday, Autumn.
I love her.
That's so funny. So yeah, I appreciate y'all.
I appreciate you, Queen, for sure, for sure. Let's keep going. Let's keep going up for sure. Oh, real quick, you gotta answer the icebreaker question. I know you gotta go. So
What's the icebreaker? Oh, the question about the weird request. Oh, man.
I did not use the word weird. I said, what's the most unusual or unexpected thing the customers ask for? How did you handle
I get people naked for a living, so I don't think anything in my world is really unusual to the human body. I have had, so I won't even call it like a weird request, even something that is super common that a lot of people deal with behind closed doors is like under your clothes, body acne and stuff like that, that the eye cannot see unless they're taking their clothes on. So Autumn, Sky, go in the house. Come on. So with that being said, I did have a tribe. She had some really, really prominent imperfections that she was wanting to rid herself of. So I assisted her in the journey of getting her dream skin and getting that for that request. And the area of concern that she sent me pictures of would have been like, oh, okay. I didn't know I was going to be getting ass shots and some other things today, but hey, it is what it is. So I'd have to say getting those is probably always the craziest, because you never know. Like when I tell people to send a picture, sometimes these people are not clothed. So, you just got to be careful what you ask for, I guess.
it? I love it. I appreciate you.
Yes.
All right, we got this. We got this. Can I get Donette?
Hi.
How's
Uh,
it going?
it's going. I'm still doing I'm more doing the mom thing than trying to start this publishing business. I finally sat down with my business partner was like, "Hey, what are we doing?" And so then it was okay. So she already had a publishing company, so now she's like, "Dope, we're just gonna start all over again, start from the ground and build up." So we're gonna do everything from scratch. So that's what I learned today. But the finally being able to put it, like get her to actually put something and say, this is what we're doing, and now like develop a plan. That's exciting.
Super important. Super important. So real quick, introduce yourself, talk about what you do, and then we're gonna go through the icebreaker question.
Donette Irving. I am retired military. I did my 20 years, retired 2 years ago now. I am a mother of two kids. I've got one in college. She is at Georgia Southern. And my son is a fifth grader at Dunner Elementary School, which I'm the PTA president for. So between that, being the PTA president at my son's school, and then I also volunteer on the Pittsburgh Community Market Executive Board. And the Pittsburgh Community Market, for anyone that doesn't know, in the NIA building over on the southwest side of town, off University Avenue, they have the NIA building where they have a lot of small Black-owned businesses that are in the building. That there's a crap ton of businesses in the building that don't even know about who's all in the building, because they generally come in, rent a space, and they kind of sometimes mostly stay in their little cubicle. And there isn't a directory, or they're supposed to have socials where they're supposed to be able to meet and greet everybody, but they don't. They do it, say, once a quarter, but they really don't introduce each other because it's not mandatory for them to be there. So not everybody shows up. It's just a few. But there's so many people in that building doing the same thing that aren't even like connected. So I don't like that. I love connecting and like doing more with less. That's one of my passions, is I like to connect people on my off time. So being part of the market, it's understanding like we want to help people go from a pop-up, every Saturday tabletop tent to branding their business and getting them some brick and mortar to where they can get into the building. And the NIA building is really there because I think the Annie Casey Foundation is there to help small businesses grow from, the tabletop with us into the building, and then to grow out from the small brick and mortar to their own storefront. So that's what I do on the side on the weekends. The Saturday markets, they start from March all the way to the end of October every Saturday. And then they have two specialty, one in November, the Small Business Saturday, and then a night market in December. Those are all awesome. If you have small business that you do tabletop, you rent spaces at festivals, come on, check out Pittsburgh Community Market. And we have the NIA Fest going on this Saturday. It's going to be awesome. And then we have Give Sanctuary next Saturday. So if y'all want to, do any of those, vending closes tomorrow morning. So, let me know. I'll put you on.
Can you send that info to me, please, or put in the chat so I can have that, please?
Sure.
I so will.
I must
Do
buy the
you,
NIA.
Dillian, do you have the flyer for NIA Fest?
Yes, ma'am. I just reposted it on the mod page probably a couple of days ago.
Okay.
I must vouch. It's a wonderful building. It's a wonderful community. We just got to get more, we got to get more like this. We got to mob a little bit more, move as a unit. And I think we got a lot of powerful people in that building for sure. But real quick, what is the most unusual or unexpected thing a customer have ever asked you for, and how did you handle it?
So I haven't even started really my business yet. So I have no real stories. I got nothing.
So all right. So what's so we're gonna flip it on you then. So what's the most unusual or unexpected thing that you've asked a business for, and how did they handle it?
That's a good one. Ooh. I'm all about the help me. Like when I don't know something, I'm all about the help me. What if I had to ask somebody unusual? I think I'm always the one that's like, I'm always like in the middle of nowhere and I'm like, I have to go to the bathroom. There is no porta potty that I am going to walk into unless I must and I need to use the bathroom. That's always my go-to. I'm always stranded out nowhere or asking for a bathroom and getting, going into an office building and just pleading, like, please, I really have to go, please. That's normally the face I give them. And I've been successful every time. They let me go to the bathroom because, they can see I got to go.
I love it.
So that's really the most unusual. It's normally I'm walking into somewhere I probably should never be asking, can I go to the bathroom?
I'll take that.
Thanks for putting me on the spot.
We all got to share our experiences. It's all about it. That's what it's all about. Appreciate you, though.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get, Miss Angela. What's going on, Queen?
Well, hello. Thank you for accepting me for being late. And my apologies. I was definitely doing a Facebook Live to let people know, look, we got to do something different this election year. So I will put that up soon so everybody will get to hear and see that. And salute to you, Danette, for helping us to be here today and be safe in this country. Appreciate you. So I am Angela Payne. I am a nominee for this presidential election here in 2024, nominated by the National American Independence Party. And it has been a great ride. My win for this week, and I'm so glad that Adam is here. He's been very instrumental in helping us with our homeless crisis here in South Fulton, making sure that we are putting together some shelter for individuals who are going through some crisis, be it temporary or permanent, but need some place where they're not loitering. So we're working on a gap housing program, and it is coming along very well with the assistance of Adam and his team, bringing all the parts together that we need. We have a meeting tomorrow with our executive board and our general members to let them know where we are in the process. And everyone is very excited, including the mayor of the Union City, who is definitely looking to partner with us because it's actually in their city where they're pushing the homeless out to. So that project has been quite a win for us this week, coming along very well. We have the SAVE Act out there. Everyone knows it's illegal for non-Americans to vote, but unfortunately we have 1,000 individuals who are not citizens who are actively on our voter rolls. And we're on the ground all this week. This is Citizen and Constitutional Week. So everyone, if you haven't read your Constitution, please do. That's where our strength is in our Article 5. And we're putting flyers out at all of the precincts to let people know, because even the people who are on our voter rolls that are not Americans, they don't understand that if they in the future wish to be an American and they find out that they were on a voter roll and voted, then they could never become a citizen. So that is the one thing that they're not being told. They're just been given gift cards and given them money to go and vote, and then they think that it's okay, but it's going to affect them in the long run, and that's what they're not being told. So it's important for us to be out there on the ground, let people know this. We have it in Spanish and English, so they do get to understand exactly what it is that we're saying to them. So those have been wins for this week, getting us to understand that our Constitution does actually mean something, especially for us as citizens, and we need to learn that Constitution. That is what we use to make sure that we understand that we're the boss, that that's our money, that they're utilizing, that they're overspending. We can actually stop them through our 5th article and make them draw back their spending, put term limits on our Congress, and make sure that they're being fiscal responsible and not overreaching into our states. So those have been wins for me. The only thing that I can say in my business that has been sort of weird for me, because I have a private bank and I work with individuals who flip properties and invest in properties and land. And the craziest request I've had is, will you pay for me to buy some property? I was like, no, I could sell you some money though. But I cannot, by law, I cannot. So, but when you don't understand something, sometimes you ask crazy questions, but they say you don't get fed if you don't ask. So I took that as, okay, maybe they just simply didn't know the flaws behind it. But yeah, I thought that was a little over top for someone who's looking to invest in properties. You should know a little bit about coming into the field. Okay? But that's about it. It has been a great week. And once again, thank you, Adam, for being here, and Delano for giving me the opportunity for being a part of the mob. Everybody that's on here, take advantage of everyone who's here. I mean, you don't know the possibilities of things that can happen when you meet and mix with people of the mob.
I love it. I love it. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I appreciate you, Queen, for sure. And congrats on everything. Shout out, shout out, Dr. Adam, man, MVP, man. He definitely is instrumental. But shout out to all of you guys as well. Like she said, you just never know how we can really just come together and utilize each other and utilize each other's resources. You just never know, right? And that's the whole point, of what we do, is going beyond the materialistic things. I always say every week, we leaving the pride at the door. No matter if you have $1 million in the bank account or zero, or how long, no matter how old you are, how long you've been in the business, we all can benefit some way, somehow, Even me, every single week I learn from you guys, and I always get motivation as well. I look forward to these win days. I look forward to our brainstorming sessions to get that positive energy flowing and get that motivation going. So it's a few things that I want to kind of dive in, and kind of get you guys interacting on, tonight, far as some of the things, far as especially when it comes down to sales and customer service. Like I said before, this is something that we've all, um, you know, had a problem with, whether it's within our own companies or if it's something that we experience from another company. And we always, especially if you're coming from the inner city, customer service is not the, it's very limited, I should say. So it's a few things that I want to touch on when it comes to sales and customer service. Whether you are an influencer or you have a service or a product, you still need to, incorporate these different elements. As far as, so before I dive in, I want to give a quick overview of what we'll be covering today, of a few things as far as what makes a successful salesperson, right? The sales process, step by step, going through, the process. And like I said, no matter, if you're selling a product or a service or selling yourself, if you are the brand, right? Understanding customer needs and pain points. Because like I always say, it's not about you. I always tell either our members or company or business owner that I'm consulting, that's the first thing I like to pinpoint. It's not about you. So you really need to understand the customer needs and the customer pain points, right? Building a rapport and trust. That's super huge, right? I'm pretty sure we all can vouch, we don't spend money with people that we don't trust. So that's where branding comes into place. That's where telling your story comes into place. And and really just it goes back to understanding your customer, understanding your client, understanding the person that you're serving, how what their needs are, and really taking that serious, right? Handling objectives and closing the deal. That's a huge one. A lot of people don't know how to close their deal, right? We may get all the way to, everybody know networking, right? We all getting out here getting leads and, getting contacts, but, when it comes to really closing that deal and handling the objections, that's a huge one. And sometimes it's challenging. Delivering outstanding customer service. We're going to touch on that a little bit later. Turning customers into loyal advocates. That's a huge one. You want, word of mouth is the biggest, and this is something that I can really vouch for personally. I don't spend a lot of money advertising. Most of our members and most of our clients are word of mouth, and at the end of the day, we take that serious and take our face card serious. We make sure that we keep our face card clean and that we keep that, rapport going, because, at the end of the day, word of mouth is everything. You can have 1 million followers on Instagram, have the best content that you're putting out. But if people is, if you don't have that word of mouth, and if you don't have those loyal advocates, it can definitely hurt you. And then Q&A, and making sure that you have a discussion on that project, making sure that you touch bases with your clients after the fact. Just because they give you the money right then and there, that doesn't mean that it's over, right? So we want to make sure that we're having these discussions, making sure that we're following up, and that's something that we'll touch on a little bit later as well. So I want to start off with what makes a successful salesperson, right? Real quick, let's blow up the chat. What do you think is some key traits of an effective salesperson? Give me one word traits. Let me see where y'all at with it. What's some key traits of an effective salesperson? So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Now let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get that. Let's get that circulation going. Post it in the chat. Post it in the chat. Communicator. That's a good one. overcoming objections. That's a good one. I love it. Know your products. Yes, 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 yes. Being authentic and believing in your service and products. Yes. Positive. Yes. Be courteous, respectfully use clear and concise speech. Yes. Following up. Yes. I love it. I love it. So some of the key traits of an effective salesperson is one, confidence, right? You need to believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, I don't know who is, right? And you need to believe in what you're selling, right? Resilience, right? Sales involve sales always is gonna you're always gonna get rejection. Right? Everybody is not your target audience, but sometimes your resilience may win them over, or just may lead you to that next person. Keep it going. Don't get discouraged just because somebody rejects you or your product. Right? Keep it pushing. Right? Keep it going. Keep that same energy. Right? Empathy. Right? The best salespeople listen more than they talk. Right? You have to really, really, truly understand your customers' needs, and that's something that I had to really learn. Coming into, just entrepreneurship alone. I thought at first it was all about your mouthpiece, and it is, to a certain extent, but it's also about you being able to listen. Right? That's a huge one. Right? Product knowledge. Right? Like somebody said, you have to know who said that actually. Got to give you a props because I hit that I think a couple people. Being authentic, believe in your service and products, knowing your product. Yeah, out for sure. Yeah, knowing your product. Product knowledge is super, super important. You should know your product inside and out. And also, not just know your product, but knowing how to communicate its value is super, super important. This value is not, like I said, it's not about you. How can this product or this service or you, if you're the brand, right? If you're an influencer or if you're mainly an influencer, or like I said, if you're an entertainer, different things like that, how can you provide that value, right? So real quick, why do these traits matter? These qualities really build trust. It goes back to trust at the end of the day. And I think, that's something that, most business owners, and especially, smaller businesses, they have trouble with. We go through, especially, I can actually vouch for this personally. I think we spend more time trying to build trust because we've all been burnt. We've all, especially nowadays, there's so many scams. I'm pretty sure we all have spent money on things that, and heard the best pitches. People be like, oh, I could do this and that, and X, Y, Z, and they can't do nothing, right? So, it's really big to build that rapport, and build that trust with your customer, because, we've all heard it all. We've all seen it all. We're in the time of social media, AI deep fakes and just all of these different things. People got their fronts up, these fake gurus that's standing in front of these Lamborghinis, and they selling these fake courses and just different things like that. So I think we've matter of fact, throw some ones in the chat, if you either came across or had a bad experience with a fraud or spent some money with somebody that just didn't do the job. That should be everybody. Let me see. Yeah. I already know how. Same boat. I'm in the same boat. And I think that's, because I've been there so many times, I think, at the end of the day, that's what drives me to stay on top of, and steadying hands and making sure that, we keep our face card clean and making sure that we not only build that trust, but we keep that trust. We keep that rapport. You don't want to build that. I think that's another step to it. It's one thing to build that trust up, in the beginning, but we want to make sure that we keep that going and keep it consistent, and and making sure that we're in a position to receive that same energy, right? So the next segment, that I want to touch on is the sales process. This is super important, you guys. And if you're not writing this stuff down, if you're not taking some notes, please do. Whether you got a notebook or if you want to leave some notes in your phone, these, especially on this segment, far as the sales process. A lot of people ask me about sales funnels, right? So this is a huge one, and this is probably one of the reasons why I decided to touch on this segment, because I get a lot of actually I wish she was on, but one of our newest members, our vet, she in one of our first consultations, she asked me about this. Every sale follows a process, right? And this is called a sales funnel, right? So these are some of the stages when it comes to a sales funnel. Prospect, right? Finding potential customers, networking, right? It's I can't stress how important networking is in making sure that we find potential customers, making sure that we identify them, right? Because everybody is not, I don't even know how many times I can say this, but everybody is not your potential customer. Everybody is not your target audience, right? So making sure that we finding different ways to prospect and I think anywhere you can really prospect anywhere, right? Any event, any activity. I don't care even if it's a family get together, right? You should always keep your eye out and making sure that you identify potential customers, right? Engagement, it's a big one. You can identify them, but how are you really initiating that engagement, right? How are you going to begin that relationship, right? Figuring out different ways to engage, right? And this is something that I had a problem with because I know it's probably be a shock to you all, but I started off an introvert, so a lot of the time, especially in my early career, I just did not know how to engage. I just didn't want to, right? So figuring out how to initiate that engagement is super important, right? Needs assessment. Once you engage, how can we understand the customer's problems? How can we understand that customer's goals? What do they need? Like I said, I think I should make this a shirt. It's not about you. What do they need? It's not about you. Oh, I'm the hottest person. I have the best product. You can have the best packaging. It don't matter. What really making sure that we assess what their needs are is super important, right? Presentation, another big one, right? Offering a solution tailored to their needs. Now, how are we presenting that to them, right? It's especially I think I've seen this a lot of at a lot of events and activities. I see a lot of people, they go out and they've been at these different events, but their presentation is not up to par. And it don't have to, and I'm not saying that you have to have a flashy presentation or an expensive, or expensive presentation, but making sure that you are clear on how can you tailor to their needs, right? It's super important. Handling objections. I think Dr. Adam spoke on this earlier in the chat. Addressing concerns and or doubts. We have to be head on. We have to address these things. We can't just, we just can't ignore them. We have to address these concerns. We have to address these doubts. I'm very transparent when it comes to, just addressing concerns because, me personally, I most of the times I already come in knowing their concerns. I already know the doubts. Like I said, trust is a big one. Most people just don't trust, especially when it comes to, entrepreneurs and, independent companies. It's hard to, trust, smaller companies or individuals when it comes to that because, who, at the end of the day, how can we really tell, right? So, we want to make sure that we're addressing that right off front, right off bat, so we can make sure that we get over that hump, right? Closing is a big one. I think this is another one that I also had trouble with in the beginning. getting that commitment for the customer. A lot of people don't like commitment, right? A lot of you guys, I'm pretty sure we've all been in a relationship where, you know, we was giving our all and, you know, that person just didn't want to commit. So it's the same thing with business, right? Making sure that we figure out different ways and go over these other elements to get them to commit, right? Because if you can't commit, you know, how if they can't commit to you, how can you really commit to them, right? And the last of that funnel is the follow up. I can't tell you guys, this is probably the most important, but I can't tell you how many times you know, I've been thanked by clients, customers, members on because our follow-up game is super strong, right? And this is something I just had to learn throughout my years of being an entrepreneur is, you know, how can I really, you know, follow up with, you know, the client or follow up with either a potential client or a past client to the point where it's not annoying, but you know, it's enough to, you know, make sure that, you know, we're going over different things because life be life, right? So we all need somebody to follow up with us and remind us of certain things. So it's super big that we follow up either with a potential client, even if they already paid you, even if you already did the job, follow up with them, right? Ensure the customer is satisfied, right? That's the biggest thing. So real quick, what is what real quick, I want to see which one of these processes are you guys best at? Is it prospecting? Is it the engagement? Is it assessing needs? Is it the presentation? Is it handling objections? Is it closing? Is it the follow-up? Let me see what you guys, let me see what you guys talking about. Go ahead, blow up the chat. Which one of these are you guys the best at? Assume the sell, never ask. Yes, ma'am. That follow-up is a beast. Yes. The connection is amazing. Yeah, you definitely is. Yeah, okay, all of the above. I love it. I love it. I love it. I could see that for sure. Overcoming rejections, being positive always. Yes. I suck at closing the follow up. Most people have trouble with closing. It's all good. It's all good. I love it. I love it. I love it. Real quick, Dr. Adam, what's a good method that you use to close on your deals? Go ahead and unmute yourself real quick.
Oh man, I haven't done hardcore sales in a while. When I've done it, I've always been the best in any company I've ever worked at, including Fortune 10 companies. Um, the the best way to do it is to always be asking, always be asking. If it's okay, well, I understand you need, I don't know, this computer, but this computer, you know, it's a computer. It's going to break. They all break. The operating systems fail. You can get a virus. So make sure when we get this, because I'm assuming you're already getting it, if you notice in the way I talk. But when you get this, let's also hook you up with the warranty and the insurance plan for viruses and repairs and stuff. So you're not paying expensive recovery costs for your data and that kind of stuff. Therefore, I never actually asked for the sale. I asked for the add-on. I never asked for the sale. I asked for the add-on because that's how you make money. Oh, look, you're looking to buy a cell phone. That's great. We all need cell phones. How often you kill your cell phone? Well, I kill my cell phone all the time. So the important thing to do is get the warranty on it. You also want to get a case for it. You might need a car charger for it. And you might need an extra plug for it or whatever. So you're always doing that shit. I'm not asking you to buy a damn cell phone. I don't give a fuck if you buy a cell phone, sorry. But what I care about is all the stuff that makes me money. That plan makes me money. The accessories make me money. The phone, I don't care what phone you buy anywhere, because the phones don't make you money. It's all this stupid shit that you buy with it make you money. And at least partially because of something I've done, bolt-ons are illegal, so cell phone people can't just slam you with chaperone service and GPS service, all the stuff you don't want to see on your bill. But it's always assuming all the add-ons. Okay, you want to buy $100,000 of the software from me? That's great, but you really need the service contract with that, because that's what's going to make it easy for the install process. That's what's going to make it easy for when you have problems. You just call up a number and you're a priority customer, and you're going to get help directly from the manufacturer. That's what I want to see for you. I'm already assuming in that conversation that you are buying $100,000 of the software from me. Doing that, you get less returns, you make more money, and your customers are happier. And sometimes they walk out like, I came in for a digital camera and I walked out with a computer and a printer and RAM and paper and photo paper and extra cables and memory cards and a case. Oh, and a digital camera. I've done that. I have made a digital camera sale turn into a $20,000 sale back in 2001.
Yes.
So it's all in how you present it, where you show the benefits to the customer. And to be honest, the benefits may or may not be real, but what it's all about is how much money comes into my pocket. And I hate sales.
Yeah, I had to get out of it as well, man. But you just took me back to my wireless days for sure. For sure. You could be come in and think you about to pay your bill, and you're gonna definitely leave with a phone, a case, an extra charger, a Bluetooth speaker, the whole nine for sure. And it's a borderline, and that's something that I had to master. It's a thin line between lying and being honest, and and having integrity, but being a good salesman at the same time. It's a hard balance, and it's a very thin line, and that's something that I got a chance to manage and master as well. And it definitely goes in. It goes hand in hand for sure. So I appreciate that for sure. You just gave me some flashbacks, man. Goodness gracious. All right, so real quick, I want to talk about understanding customer needs and pain points. This is a super big one. It goes back to listening more and not talking so much, right? But it always start with asking the right questions, right? Great salespeople are always great detectives, right? You got to be a good detective, right? You need to ask open-ended questions to uncover the customer's true needs, because a lot of customers and clients is not going to come right to you and tell you exactly what they need. A lot of people really don't know, right? They may think they need one thing, and then by talking to them, that's why I always make sure I always make sure we have a consultation with anybody that is inquiring about our service or inquiring about a membership, right? Because I want to make sure that I truly understand your needs, and really, every time I always understand their needs more than they do, right? But that always start with asking the right question. And one of my go-to questions are, what challenges are you currently facing in your business, right? And you can tweak this depending on, whatever you're selling, whatever, like fee, you can always go into what challenges are you having with, when it comes to holistic wellness, or when it comes to your skincare, or when it comes to, just different areas, depending on that product, right? And vice versa. So I want to make sure that you guys understand, open-ended questions is super important. And sometimes even within our consultations, I ask multiple, right? Like, what does success look like to you in this area, right? And then you listen. You don't try to sell them on anything. Don't even think about what you could sell them on or how you're going to get that money. Let's push that to the back, right? And really understand and listen to what they're saying. Even jot it down. I always have a form. I went over this probably a couple weeks ago with you guys, and gave you some tools to use, as far as different forms that you can create. I wish Mr. Fixit was on, but I actually just created him a form for what he do, because sometimes you may have 5 or 10 consultations in a day, but you want to make sure that you keep these things at least documented somewhere, so you can go back and reflect and come up with different solutions, right? I'm gonna give you guys another open-ended question. How do you think our product could help you? This is a good one, right? And listen. That was the key word, listen, right? And I guess that goes into the next point, as far as active listening, right? After asking these questions, your job is to really listen. Don't think about your next move. Focus on what they're saying, right? This will help you find the real problem, and it'll help you find a solution as well, a real solution, right? You don't want to just sell them anything. Even when I was into the wireless business, I didn't sell somebody with an iPhone or Android. I didn't sell somebody with an Android or iPhone, right? This is one of my golden rules. I'm not going to convert you. I want to find a solution to your problem specifically. Even if I'm an Android person, I don't like iPhone. It's not about me, right? It's about you. If you're an iPhone person, I'm gonna stick you. I'm gonna keep you within that lane, and then I'm gonna find different solutions, right? The next point, and this is a big one, right? Really making sure that you communicate. And I think somebody said this earlier, but communication is key, right? After active listening, how can you communicate the solution to them to where they understand? And this is something that I had to learn, because I have a background in digital media production. A lot of people don't understand, or might not understand the solution, right? So I want to make sure, like, if we're talking about marketing, it's like, oh yeah, you just need to use, make sure that you're utilizing your SEOs. Some people don't know what an SEO is, right? So I try to make sure that I communicate this in a way that our clients and our members can understand, and then break that down to them, right? Because you can't assume that they just know, right? That's the whole point of them coming to you. So that's something that I had to learn, and that's something I was bad at in the beginning, just assuming that people knew, right? So you want to make sure and never assume that people just know, right? So real quick, blow up the chat. If you guys use open-ended questions, I want to see some of the open-ended questions that you guys use. Give me some open-ended questions that you guys use in real life. Well, you gotta ask if they have any allergies and what's their favorite dish. Yes, I love it. I love it. Definitely, you definitely gotta ask about them allergies. For sure, for sure. What's your skin type or skin sensitivity? That's a good one. Let's see some more open-ended questions, you guys. Those some good ones so far, for sure. Let me get one more. Before we move on. One more open-ended question. What knowledge are you familiar with holistic wellness? That's a good one. Go-to cocktail. I love it. I love that. I love that. I love that. Okay. So the next segment, or the next element that I want to touch on is building rapport and trust. This is super important, especially nowadays, right? We have the internet. We got the internet, you guys. Anybody can go and create an Instagram page tomorrow, put a bunch of AI pictures or fake pictures or Google pictures they just got off of Google, stand in front of a couple of Lambos and become a guru overnight, right? So, at the end of the day, rapport matters. It's so important to build a real, authentic relationship, right? Because at the end of the day, people buy from those that they like and they trust, right? And this is something that even to this day, and I'm just gonna be frank, being a Black young man in this business, especially in the realm of business, I have to go extra hard to build the rapport, which I don't have no problem with. That's one. I think that's one of, you know, I think that's something that I take pride in because I love showing people. I love show and tell. I love, I could tell you, I could show you better than I could tell you. That's one of my biggest sayings, right? I love showing people, even if you doubt me, I love showing you that you're wrong, right? But it's always that hump that everybody have to go over. Whether you white, black, purple, rich, poor, whatever the case may be. That's why branding is so important, guys, right? You want to make sure that you're building that rapport, right? It helps, it help you create a personal connection with your customer. And at the end of the day, this can be the difference between a yes and a no. So we want to make sure that we're building that rapport, right? So I'm gonna give you guys some tips on, how you can actually build that rapport, right? And the first one, and probably the biggest one, is finding a common ground. A lot of the times, and I'm gonna use myself as an example, and I think this is a huge one for us because I am a business owner and I have built multiple businesses, right? I've been in the wireless building. I've built, I've had my own, wireless stores. I've built, our own magazine publication. Those of you that don't know, or if you was around years ago, you guys know behind Exclusive Models Magazine. I've, built my own pizza company. I'm a serial entrepreneur. So most of the time when I'm talking with different, and especially now it helps, fast forward, it helps me now because we deal with mostly entrepreneurs and companies, right? So, I can always build that common ground because I've been through every single one of these elements. I've done it. I've been in y'all shoes. Every single, it don't matter what background, what industry you're in, I've been in your shoes, right? So, that always helped me build that common ground because, I can relate to you guys. And at the end of the day, it's all about, shared interests, right? Um, the next one is body language, right? Maintaining good eye contact, using positive body language, and at the end of the day, you want to make sure that you appear confident, and not just appear confident, but be confident, right? But you want them to feel that confident aura coming off. So body language is super important, right? Another one is mirror and matching, right? Mirror and matching, match the customer's tone, match their pace, match their pace of speech, right? This helps subconsciously build a subconscious connection, right? So those are some of the tips. If you got any more tips real quick, post them in the chat. Any other tips that you guys have, or that you actually use to build that rapport with your clients? Let me see some. What's going on? There's some interaction. I feel like I'm talking. Matter of fact, go ahead and unmute yourself. I don't want to be the only one talking. I want to be interaction. Go ahead and unmute yourself. Give me some more tips that you guys use to build a rapport.
Hey, Lino, it's Fee.
Bob.
It's me. I was thinking, your energy, a lot of times when I'm at events and stuff like that, or just meeting people, even when I did Invest Fest from my purse, that's a whole nother story we got to talk about. For those of y'all that don't know, I had an Invest Fest ticket that Delano was sending my way that was supposed to be for like a free link, and I ended up paying for the whole ticket. Anyway, it was this whole thing, and I was like, well, apparently I'm meant to go, so let's just make the best of it. And a lot of the people, even there, was like, your energy is just awesome. I think my first sale was like standing in line getting some food at this like little food truck that was there. And the tribe that I met, like they saw one person talking to me, then other people were just trying to like, oh, what is that? Wait a minute, Abundance Bar. it's gonna give me money and stuff. I need that. Like, okay, so it just turned into this huge ball of just likeness and energy, and being able to share that love and that knowledge, and also get feedback from other tribe that I met while I was there as well. And still still pouring into other Black owned businesses. I love, like, it is my mission to support us along with people that have like minds and visions, or being eco-sustainable, or being clean, or all of these things that I'm really, really big on in my personal line, and my holistic wellness journey. Just aligning with those energies is just phenomenal. So I appreciate y'all. I love the mob. It's so cool. So cool.
And I told you, I said, you got the right energy. You gonna go there and kill them, because
Really?
do that. Everybody can't do that. Everybody, don't have that energy where you just, so you don't even have to solicit. People just automatically draw to you. All you gotta do is open up your mouth just a little bit, right? But I knew you was gonna really excel at that, and it was just how that whole thing just happened. It was God.
It had to be. It definitely had to be, because I was like, wait a minute.
I was like,
I'm
like, wait, how did you pay for what? It was a free link. Okay, anyway.
It's because my information apparently on my phone auto-populates my information. It just auto-populates it. So my payments and stuff are already lined up, all that.
It was divine. It was divine energy you were supposed to be in the building. Because to be honest with you, a lot of people, got those free links and they still didn't go. And sometimes, have to make that commitment to make sure that you're committed to actually showing up. I do it as well. I get free tickets and stuff all the time. And sometimes, I go, I ain't going, and it's like, I ain't paid for it. So, I'm not really committed to going for real. So it was definitely divine energy, and, it was meant for you to be in that building. And it was meant for you to serve those people as well. Because at Abundance Bar, when I need to get me a little sample, you know what I mean? Because I've been getting some good feedback, and it actually works. And it was crazy when dude stopped us. He been asking about you ever since. So for sure, let's do it.
Yeah, they're pretty powerful. So the Jade Wash is out. It's a foaming wash. It's like made with silk. It's jade and silk. And then the new Jade Butter is coming out tomorrow. So I'm really excited about this.
What's that soap that you gave me for my birthday?
That was the new Creed bar. That's an exclusive.
Definitely. Yeah.
Those are top shelf. Those are my top shelf bars. So
I love it. For sure. I love it. Anybody else before we move on real quick? What's some of your tips for building rapport? Go ahead and unmute yourself. If you got one. If not, it's all good.
Hey.
What's going on, King?
What's up, man? So, as you know, I'm a chef, and sometimes when I do the pop-ups, if it's a prepackaged situation where I can't, cook food on site, I have two items that I told you about before. One of them is my jerk chicken salad, and another one is I call it slap your mama coleslaw. And I have free samples for some of the, patrons that's walking by or whatever. And sometimes when I let them know what it is, a lot of people say, as far as with the coleslaw, a lot of people say that they don't particularly like it, but they will still try it. And when they try it, I would say 80% of the time they usually change their mind about liking it, because they say, "Oh, I've never had it like that before." So that goes into like having a conversation about my business and possibly being a meal prep for them. And just like you said, just matching the energy. And once they tried, they were like, "Wow, that's really good." So that's when I go into like, kind of like my life story or whatever, or my passion for being a chef. And the number one question they always ask me is, "What is your specialty?" And I don't particularly like to put myself in a box, but my specialty is everything. I let them know that, I'm pretty well-rounded as far as the culinary world. And if there is something that I'm not familiar with, I can always research it and, and do my thing, try to learn that dish or whatever. And then I also ask them, you know, what do they like? Do they have a special diet or something like that? So just building a communication connection right there, just from them trying my a sample of what I'm selling. A lot of times it leads to a sale. You know, whether it's just the chicken salad or the coleslaw or the fruit cups or whatever. Um, it's a satisfying feeling, you know. So it's just building that trust from the first interaction. That's kind of like what thrives me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I gotta taste that. I gotta taste that jerk chicken salad for sure. That sounds super good.
Hey, bro, I was at the store today when you text me, and when you said you know y'all was just doing the Zoom, I was like, man, I was just about to buy.
On the text, I'm like, yo, I can't believe it. I'm like, the day he gonna pick the day that we ain't gonna be in person. Okay.
Yeah,
It's all good.
but yeah, most definitely, I got y'all. Like, you know, just let me know, and if my schedule lines up, I most definitely got y'all.
Gonna make it happen. We gonna make it happen, man. I appreciate you, Kenny, for sure.
All right.
I'm gonna touch on another big segment when it comes to sales and just customer service in general, handling objections and closing the deal. This is something that I had a problem with when I first started, especially when I first started getting into sales specifically. Um, but at the end of the day, every business, uh, every entrepreneur and business owner and salesperson face objections, right? Like, one of the top ones is it's too expensive, or I'm not sure if I need this right now, right? So I want to go over a couple things to kind of help you guys handle these objections, right? So the most common one, price objection, right? And you always want to acknowledge their concerns and refocus the conversation on the value of the product. That's super, super important, right? Value, right? And this goes back to you knowing the value, right? You don't want to just, be out here selling something just to make money. I think, we all get stuck in that, right, in that mindset. But you want to make sure that, they focus and and even if they're not focused on it, then you want to refocus the conversation on the value that you bring, or your product or your service bring, right? Which one of the examples is I understand, but what if I showed you how this could actually save you money in the long run? This is something that's one of the sentences that I've used in the past, especially working with Verizon. That's why I had my store through. That was a huge one because we all know Verizon is expensive, right? But they don't sell based off of price. They sell based off of value. You're gonna make you barely gonna at the end of the day, you don't have to worry about certain things when you have Verizon. So most of the people that I did sell to were business owners, high price professionals like doctors, lawyers, different things like that. They don't got time for their costs to drop, or just different things like that. So that was the biggest thing, and even till this day, with our services and our resources, it's all about value. It's not about price, because everything costs, and almost everything is more expensive than it was 5, 10 years ago. So you want to make sure, that you're refocusing that conversation on the value that you're bringing, right? Time and objection, reframing urgency. This is something that I don't, really use a lot because of what we do. But this is something that I'm pretty sure that either some of you guys can use as far as reframing that urgency, right? To give you an example, I understand this might not seem like the right time, but if we act now, you can stay ahead of the competition, right? So you want to make sure and give them some type of urgency, like, hey, you want to hop on this now, right? Um, and this is, some of the things, and some of the tips that you guys can use to overcome those objections, right? Now I want to talk about how to close a deal, right? And kind of go over some techniques as far as assumptive closing. We talked about this, you will always want to assume the sale, right? and this, this goes back into, me personally, I feel like this goes back into just being confident about exactly what it is that you're selling, being confident about the value. You always want to assume, that you're closing because, you need to, right? Active is as if the decision has already been made, right? Do they want to go with plan A? Do they want to go with plan B, right? Um, Another one that, I don't really use, but it is another good technique I have used is urgency closing, right? Create that urgency. This deal is only available until the end of the month. Let's lock it in today to ensure that you don't miss out, right? This is always, especially if you have a physical product, that you're selling, right? You want to always create that urgency, right? So real quick, what's some closing techniques that you guys actually use outside of what I already know? Let's see if we're on the same page. Let's see if we can, maybe you guys can, maybe it's something I didn't cover. What's a good clothing method that you guys use?
For me, when I'm in the liquor store and I'm somebody in front of me and they're tasting and they like it, I try to let them hold the bottle. Studies show that if they actually hold the product and they get close to it, then the probability they're gonna purchase it increases so much. So, any chance I get, I try to get them to kind of hold the bottle, hold this, hold that, kind of touch the product.
I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that for sure. For sure. And this is what something I think that goes back to, even what me and Fee talked about, even with the Invest Fest. I already knew. I'm like, look, your energy combined with the actual product, like, look, go crazy on these samples. This is something that we're gonna do this weekend, Fee, because we got Revolt World and we have the Sweet Arbor Fest as well. And this is, because you have a great product. So we believe in the product, the confidence is there. Sometimes all they have to do is just get their hands on it. So I'm glad you brought that up, Eric, for sure. That definitely worked. For sure, especially if you have a tangible product, for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, Mitch, you just joined in. Say hey, gang. um,
Why?
Like you saying, I literally give hands-on demos, like able to for my support, letting me know everything that I need to know as far as like concerns or what they're trying to basically achieve. Once I have that information, I can then go in and say, well, this product is going to be good for you, this, et cetera. Actually, I don't sell, like, energy is my energy. I'm not a salesperson. These are the products. Okay. These are the products. Y'all literally just keep them. How they feel, what you experience, I call it the philosophy experience. What a person goes through from the time that they step up to the time that they put their hands out and do their actual hand demos with their soap, their scrub, their souffle and butters. It is them feeling the feeling of that and them being like, I want to have this every day. Like, what is this? This isn't what I'm used to. I know that it's not. It's because you haven't found me yet. It's okay. You're here now. So I say that to say, like, yes, you do have to have products that set you apart. And I've anytime I'm at events, I literally go. I don't believe in competition. It's all collaboration. I literally go and they'll sometimes, like, the people that are selling the same like products as what I have, because it's not the same. They're like, oh my God, I see all these people at your table. Like, your presentation is really dope. Like, I need to have like a little station or something to where I'm like, yeah, because people are a lot of times when they're right in your face too. My thing is, like, I just have to get in front of more people. I've been in business over now 6 years, y'all. It's been over 6 years finally. We just reached our peak. Woo-woo. And Goose Egg returns in 6 years. So that says a lot.
Definitely. Most definitely. Demos is a great one that you brought up. Sometimes, and I think that goes back into helping build that trust, build that rapport, because you want to connect with them on that level. And, especially if you got a good product, it goes back to that confidence. You know it's good. We ain't got no problem with giving you a little sample, a little demo. So I think that's some great approaches to closing for sure. I appreciate you guys. So I want to move on to this next element, far as delivering outstanding customer service. This is huge, right? I think like I said before, I think we all been in a situation where we just receive garbage customer service, and sometimes it come from huge corporations, right? Like McDonald's. This is a huge corporation. And sometimes, the customer service ain't all the way there. So, at the end of the day, customer service and, just sales in general don't end when the deal closes. Let me repeat that. The sale do not end when the deal is closed. Just because you got the money from them, that doesn't mean it's over, right? Providing excellent customer service is what keeps people coming back. You want to keep that retention. You want to keep them, spreading positive word of mouth, right? And this is something that I can vouch for in person, especially when it came to even building our magazine publication, because we provided excellent customer service and we built that rapport, and we made sure that we actually cared. We wasn't just trying to sell a spread, right? We wasn't just trying to sell a photo shoot or sell a cover or whatever the case may be, or sell an ad, right? You actually cared about everyone who went into our magazine, right? Same thing with the M.O.B. We actually care. It's not about just getting you locked in real quick. We want to make sure that we continue on going, continue on building that rapport. But we want to actually see it don't hurt us for you to excel. We want to see you succeed. If you don't succeed, it's looking crazy on us. So, it's a full circle. Everybody can win, right? We don't have to compete, right? Everybody can win. And it take you so far when you get other people vouching for you, right? Because you can say you're the best all day. You can say you got the best services or you got the best product all day. People want to see who else is rocking with you. People want to see what other people have to say about you. And it goes a long way. So you want to make sure, and everybody, you can't, and this is something that, I also want to get you guys to understand. You cannot please everyone, right? So, every now and then, hey, I don't, and I'm not even gonna say a negative review. I think it's all a learning lesson. And that's one of the reasons why we put out surveys and different things like that, because we want to hear the feedback, from you guys as well. And how can we elevate? What do we need to work on so the next person, or if you come back, how can we elevate? How can we, come across that, right? So, some of the key elements of great customer service is, of course, the follow up. Always follow up after the sale, right? Follow up after the sale. Check on your customers, check on your clients, make sure that they're satisfied, right? This show that you actually care. Actually care. It's okay to care. It's okay to care. I know we all in this hustling mentality. We trying to make money. We gotta feed our family. We gotta pay our bills. But care about your clients. Care about your clients, right? So and show them that you care. Follow up, right? And some of these things, it could be super easy. It don't have to be a full conversation. Shoot them a text. Shoot them an email, right? Email marketing is a big one. Make sure that you follow it with them. Proactive problem solving, right? Is there an issue? If there's an issue, solve it quickly and efficiently, right? Everything don't go as perfect. Sometimes stuff mess up. Sometimes stuff don't go as planned. But make sure that you're there, proactively solving this problem, right? If it's a mistake that you made, the customer made, whatever the case may be, make sure that you're there, right? Because at the end of the day, they're gonna appreciate you for going up and beyond, right? So making sure that you're going up and beyond the problem solving, be proactive at problem solving, right? Is super, super important. Because again, like I said, This is life. This is real life, right? Everything don't go as planned all the time. And that's fine, right? But if you're not proactive, then it's not fine, right? Then now you have a negative review, or it's been certain, especially when I, was in wireless, in the wireless business, it's been many of times where the customer came back, some may have went wrong with their phone, or they may have gotten the phone and didn't like it, or whatever the case may be. But I always was proactive. I wasn't like, oh well, I already got your money. That's on you. You want to be proactive in problem solving, right? Personalization is a big one, right? Make customers feel valued by remembering their preferences and details from previous interactions. That's why I'm big on forms. I'm big on outlines, because sometimes it becomes a lot. This is something that I've also learned with working with major companies like Starbucks. I don't know if you guys drink Starbucks or whatever the case may be, but if you drink Starbucks and if you go to the same Starbucks every time, you'll notice that they write your name on the cup for a reason, right? That's all part of their business model, to know and personalize your experience. There's been times where I've had situations where if you already know what they're into, if you already know what they want if you already have it done before they get there, it goes a long way. All of these different things, it might be small to you, but it's big to your client, it's big to your customer. So it's always good to personalize that experience, right? The customer experience is a journey, right? And it starts from the first point of contact, right? The first, and a lot of people say, hey, the first experience is everything, but also the post sale is everything as well. It's not just that first experience, but it's also after they spend money with you. You want to make sure that every interaction shapes the customer experience, and make sure that you ensure that consistency, right? Care each touch point, every single step of the way. Not just one, not all the way up until you get that money and then you like, oh well, forget it, right? You want to make sure that you keeping that, like they say, you keeping that same energy, right? And that's super important, guys. So, real quick, I want to go into turning customers into loyal advocates, right? Real quick, if you have a loyalty program, put some ones in the chat. You have a loyalty program. If you don't, put twos in the chat. Let me see something. If you have a loyalty program for your company, put some ones in the chat. If you don't, put some twos in the chat. Yes, yes. So this goes into customer retention, right? This is super important, guys. And this is something that I also learned in my wireless days. This is something that was super big, and and one of our biggest challenges, right? Keeping customer retention, because at the end of the day, it costs 5 times more to attract a new customer than to retain an existing. Again, it costs 5 times more to attract a new customer than retain an existing, right? Happy customers just don't stay, and also refer you to others. So you want to make sure that we're keeping that retention. Want to make sure that we're, if you notice, every company out there has a loyalty program, some type of loyalty program. You download the app, you can build points, or it's different systems that you can go by. One of the most popular ones is downloading that app. Every time you spend on that app or that website, you're building up, points. I'm pretty sure we all remember the punch cards every time you go to maybe it might be a coffee shop, or a deli or something like that. You want to make sure you get all them hoes so you can get that free product, right? And we made sure we shot with them, right? We made sure if we had 2 holes in that money, it was 1 missing. We made sure we went and spent that money. So, I'm pretty sure that's a little old school, but I'm pretty sure For those that you don't know, you know. If you don't know, you know, right? But that's super important. It's something that companies have been implementing for years and years and years. So, we have to operate like these major companies and make sure that we're keeping that retention, right? Because again, it costs 5 times more to attract a new customer than to retain the existing, right? So, how do we build loyalty? Real quick, let me blow up the chat. Let me see you guys blow up the chat. Give me some strategies that you guys use to build that loyalty with your customers. How do you guys build that loyalty? Be honest and upfront. Yes, that's key for sure. Honestly, take you a long way.
Hey,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
so with some of my clients, if they're like, if I know their birthday is coming up or something like that, I know a lot of people. Well, I know a lot of chefs, like different pastry chefs and stuff like that. Rather than having to pay for it, I might throw them like a nice little birthday cake or something like that, just to show them my appreciation for their business. Sometimes there might be an extra plate of if it's one of my meal prep clients. They might get an extra plate or extra crab leg here and there, depending on what they like.
Man, that go a long way. It go a long way for sure. For sure. That's a good one for sure. I love it. I love it. I love it. Let me get one more before we move on. I'm a sucker for free food. Who's not? Pay attention to their needs. Yes. We give purchase and discounts. Yes, yes, yes. For sure. All right. So I'm gonna give you guys some couple of pointers on how to build loyalty. And then we're gonna move on. Exceeding expectations. Exceeding expectations. Not just doing the bare minimum and keeping it moving. Always exceed, like Alton was saying. It ain't nothing to give them a free, extra plate. Give them a free cake, right? Because it's gonna go so much longer. It's gonna go further than just keeping the bare minimum. Or that's what they paid for. I'm gonna give them exactly what they paid for and nothing more. No, exceed that expectation. Go up and beyond, right? Building relationships, not just transactions. This is a big one. If you know me, you know I'm big on relationships. You know I hate Hollywood networking, you guys. You know I hate it with a passion. Building authentic relationships, not just a transaction, right? Connecting with your customer on a deeper level, understanding that long-term goals, right? Offering solutions that grow with them, right? That's a big one, right? Encouraging referrals. Sometimes you might have people that been rocking with you for the longest, and sometimes they just don't have it in their mind to refer you. Offer a referral program or offer an incentive for customers who bring you new business, right? Just like what we just released a new incentive, for each one of you guys who, invite a friend to be a member of the mob. We give you a $250 credit to go towards whatever business need or resource that you need. We all, and even before that, we always stick with our 50%, our 15% kickback, because we want to keep everything circulating. We want to show you guys that we actually appreciate you, right? Even though all it takes is a quick, hey, check this out real quick, right? It don't take too much to refer somebody, but it goes a long way. And we want to make sure and always make sure that we show you that we appreciate that. So you guys should be doing the same thing, making sure that you giving people an incentive to refer you. Why should people refer you? Just because they're your family, just because they're your friends? Okay, that's fine. But give them that extra incentive, even if they're your friends or family, right? Give them that incentive, right? It's super important. So those are a few key elements when it comes to loyalty and turning your customers into loyal advocates, and making sure that you build and keep that retention going, right? So real quick, I want to do a quick Q&A. Do you guys have any questions or concerns for me? Go ahead and unmute yourself or put it in the chat. I want to take some little time out. I don't want to hold you guys up too much. And then we're gonna before we wrap up, I'm gonna leave you guys with an action plan, with an assignment. Real quick, on speaking of that, if you guys have any questions or concerns, make sure you blow up the chat. If you guys actually completed last week's assignment, put some ones in the chat. I'm trying to see something. I give you guys these assignments for a reason. Now we gotta be on top of it. But if you have actually completed last week's assignment, put some ones in the chat. Last week's assignment was basically to review or create a financial plan, along with a short-term and a long-term goal. Put some ones in the chat if you actually completed your assignment last week. And then if you got any questions or concerns based on anything that we went over so far, either post them in the chat or go ahead and unmute yourself. Nobody got any questions or concerns? Okay. So I'm gonna leave you guys with this. And please, and really, to be honest with you, I'm gonna keep all the way 100. I ain't giving y'all no grades on these assignments. This is really for you guys at the end of the day. This is all on y'all. This is y'all business at the end of the day. So whether you guys complete these assignments or not, I care, but at the same time, it's like it's not benefiting me or hurting me at the end of the day. So, at the end of the day, I want to make sure that you guys are excelling and walking away with value at the end of the day. So this week's assignment is take a moment to write down one sales and one customer service strategy we're going to implement over the next week. Take a moment to write down one sales and one customer service strategy we're going to implement over the next week. Remember, success in sales and customer service comes from consistency and constantly improving your approach. So, we want to make sure that we're adapting. Times is changing, people is changing. We want to make sure that we're staying on top of our business and, and steady improving. We don't want to stay in the same place. I want to see all of you guys continue on climbing that ladder. That's what it's all about. You never want to stay, complacent. So again, this week's assignment is to take a moment to write down one sales and one customer service strategy that you're going to implement over the next week. Put some ones in the chat if you got that assignment. Put some twos.
One more time, please, Elena.
So I want you guys to take a moment to write down one sales and one customer service strategy we're going to implement over the next week. Put some ones in the chat if you got that.
Peace, y'all. Y'all have a blessed day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I appreciate you guys, man. We're gonna wrap up. I don't want to hold you guys up too long. I appreciate you guys for hopping in another week. And man, good luck, man. I hope that I hope you guys continue on prospering in your businesses. And if you guys need any, if you guys have any questions or concerns for me, make sure you guys hit me up. And make sure you guys check out the Master in Our Business website, to get some more information about how you guys can actually benefit some of our resources. If you guys, if you're not a member already, make sure you guys look up our membership options. I'm pretty sure we have something on there that can really, really help you level up. And I look forward to building with every single one of you guys. Be blessed, be safe this weekend. And I'll talk to you guys next weekend. Let's go.
Everybody be blessed. Hey, Delana, let's tap into whenever we can to go over some philosophy stuff.
Okay. Can I give you a call? Shoot me a time to give you a call tomorrow. Shoot me a time.
My birthday tomorrow. Doing nothing tomorrow. So,
you're gonna be living your best life tomorrow.
Right. I'm gonna be in the spa. Okay, Michigan booked me a whole spa day, so I'm about to live my best life.
All right.
I didn't have roses show up, cakes and all kind of stuff today. So yes, I'm feeling this Virgo love. Yes.
This is my guy. He know how to do it. Well, let's talk Friday. Can we talk Friday?
Okay. Friday's perfect.
I'm gonna get on another call. But Friday.
Good night, y'all.
Let me know what time Friday we go from there.
Okay. Let's shoot for between 12 and 2.
Yeah, let's do noon then. I'll shoot you a confirmation.
Perfect. Perfect. I appreciate it.
Be blessed.
It was beautiful meeting you, beautiful people. Ma'am, I hope you got all the information so you can come out this weekend.
Yes. Yeah. So it's at the Beltline. I'm supposed to be with Delano them at the Beltline too. So I gotta figure out.
Well, we're gonna be a couple different places, but it's all gonna be in the city, so we're not gonna be too far from each other.
Okay.
Let's get it.
Sounds good.
So y'all gonna come out and check out the Nia Fest?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try to make it, but I'll be honest, my son has track for DeKalb County, and it's like an all day. We're gonna go hang out in Chamblee High School, and we're gonna be there all day while these 4th and 5th graders. Did you hear me when I said 4th and 5th graders? They're gonna be running. Boys and girls.
Well, we also got the Revolt World this weekend, and then we got
that'd be so cool.
It's gonna be crazy. I'll be popping out a little bit everywhere.
Let me know what I do for this weekend too. I guess when we talk Friday, you'll be more right on that too. So
yes, ma'am.
Perfect. Well, y'all have a good night. Give Chrissy my love. I love
you
y'all.
Too.
You as well. I love you too.
Happy early birthday. Happy early birthday.
Thank you. Thank you.
For sure.